Hello, everyone. Welcome to SoulSpace podcast number 80.
Yes.
Today, we're going to talk a little bit about segment intending, and it's something we've kind of touched on before, I'm sure, because we do it a lot, but it's a really good time to talk about it again because people are making goals and doing dream boards and setting up your year still. So it's a segment intending really is good to do when you're setting up your intentions for the year and
Mhm.
to keep doing it and be ahead of the game, right?
Right. I love segment intending because not only is it great for um, allowing yourself to like future pace into the things that you're wanting for your life, but it's also amazing for daily use.
Yeah.
And that's something that a lot of people don't really think about is setting up the next segment of your day and the next segment of your day to be what you want it to be. And so segment intending can be super powerful for when you're trying to pivot or when you really want to set up your day to be a certain way or you have something going on that day that you really want to go right. It can be super powerful for daily use, not just for setting up an amazing future. And so that's why it's so fun is like you can use it further into the future. You can use it in the now. It's
Mhm.
such a powerful tool.
Yeah, it really is. And like you said, you can use it for so many different things. Um, it's just awesome. And once you get in the habit of it, you'll remember to do it more. So it's easier to just do it on the fly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is easy because you don't need any special tools. You don't need to write anything if you don't want to. You can do it in any way that you want. You can just think it and feel it. And so that's what's so powerful about segment intending is it's just you can use it in the
Yeah.
moment on the fly, just like, any of the things that we talk about with like the emotional scale and that kind of stuff, anything that you can use on the fly is so useful.
Yeah. It really is. So the it's in the book Ask and It Is Given, it's one of our favorites. Uh,
Mhm.
and the section is process number 11, and it's on page 217 if you have the book and want to follow along.
Well, you can't see the book with my background. Hey, process number 11.
Awesome.
It's flying into space.
Yeah, it's that time. Aren't the planets aligning soon? Like 7 planets are aligning. I don't remember when it's supposed to happen, but they're coming into alignment right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. We should look that up. I'm not much into well, I love astronomy, but I haven't been paying attention. So,
Yeah.
wouldn't that be neat?
Yeah, I think it maybe is on the full moon, but I don't remember. It
We
came up
just had a full moon. Maybe it's the next one.
maybe, or
We
else
need to I need to like maybe pay attention. I don't pay attention to the news at all.
I just saw it on Facebook, I think.
Cool.
Uh,
Well, if we're going into planetary alignment, what a perfect time to segment and 10 with all of that strong, beautiful energy.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
So, where do we want to read or do you want to start out just talking about it or
I think we should read some because it's always fun to kind of introduce it a little bit and then expand upon it, I think.
it is? Yep.
Okay. I can start.
Okay.
So we again are on page 217, process 11, segment intending. When to use this process. When you want to influence to when you want your influence to dominate during a particular segment of your day, when you recognize the potential of something not going quite right and you want to make sure it goes the way you want, or when time or money is especially important to you and you want to make the most of it. They recommend that you are between the emotional set points of positive expectation and belief or to overwhelmment. And so it's 4 to 11. So if you have the emotional scale between those two emotions, it'd be the most use to you.
Yeah.
It is easier to begin with a fresh, less powerful thought and then focus upon it and cause it to expand than to try to change an already expanded, powerful thought. In other words, it is easier to create an improved future experience than it is to change a current existing experience. If you are experiencing a physical condition that has your attention, you are, through your attention to your current condition, projecting it into your future experience. But by focusing on a different future experience, you are now activating that different experience. And as you project that change experience into your future, you leave your current experience behind. That is the power of the process of segment intending. It is the process whereby you define the vibrational characteristics of the time segment you're moving into. It is a way of pre-paving your vibrational path, so to speak, for easier and more enjoyable travel.
If you are in a bad mood, meaning that there is considerable resistance in your vibrational frequency, then because you do not have access to very different thoughts from where you currently are, you usually project that same vibrational expectation into the segment that you are moving into. For that reason, we encourage the application of segment intending when you are already feeling good. If you are feeling bad in this moment, try one of the other processes in order to improve your current mood and point of attraction. And then once you are feeling better, you could return to the powerful segment intending process. And that's something my husband and I were just talking about today. When you get down that slope and you're in that lower vibration, it's sometimes hard to get out of that. So if you try segment intending when you're in that lower vibration, you're going to put out a little more low vibration energy. So it's better to try and pivot out of that first or do something else from the book. There's so many different processes in this book that you can try first. And then when you're feeling up that scale, even if you just climb up the scale by talking through it like we've done before, then when you're up to a better level, it's easier to segment intend, and you're going to segment intend the good energy rather than the low energy, right?
Right. And you only really have to get up to feeling overwhelmed
Right.
in order to start the process and to really start the momentum forward.
Yeah.
So if you're lower than that, then, you can get your way up to overwhelmed
Yeah.
in order to start the process.
Yeah.
And I find as I segment and tend, I actually start to feel better and better as well, which means I'm also putting out a better and better vibration.
Yeah. Yeah. It really
It's
does
fun.
feel good to do it. Yeah. It's so fun. And we did that as a group in our office the other day, kind of, you
Yes.
know, and it was just, it felt so good to be in that place where you can feel the better things coming to you, and you're starting to be more in that flow. It's really good.
Absolutely. I love it. And um, what I love about what this first section talks about is no matter what your current circumstance is, you're
Mhm.
working on creating the next circumstance. You're working on creating that next part of your life the way that you want it. So if there's things in your current circumstances that have your attention, like they said, you can change that and make it different through this segment intending process. And that's really what people are looking for is they're looking for improved circumstances, whether it be health or wealth or the way that they're feeling in mood or anything, literally anything, relationships,
Yeah.
whatever you want to be different in your life. Segment intending is a powerful tool to help you get there and get there faster. And that's really the fun of it is not only are you feeling it and seeing it in your mind, but you're watching it come to fruition a lot faster as well.
Yeah, exactly. I love that. And the more you stay in that higher vibration, the faster things are going to come to you. Faster you're going to manifest what you want and what your intentions are. So, yeah, so good.
It allows them to vibrationally meet you there, as we've talked about before.
Yep. Yeah. Okay, I'll read on a little bit. The
Okay.
process will help you be more deliberate about focusing your thoughts. It will help you become more aware of where your thoughts currently are, and it will help you be able to be more deliberately choose the thoughts that you offer. In time, it will feel very natural to stop for a moment upon entering a new segment and direct your own intention or expectation. You enter a new segment anytime your intentions change. If you are washing dishes and the telephone rings, you enter a new segment. When you get into your vehicle, you enter a new segment. When another person walks into the room, you enter a new segment. If you will take the time to get your thought of expectation started, even before you are inside your new segment, you will be able to get the tone of the segment before more specifically than if you walk into the segment and begin to serve it as it already is. So, um, we can read more, but uh, I like to do this, especially while driving. It's easy to do, and you
Mm.
want to hit the green lights all the way to your destination or find a good parking spot. Those kind of things are so easy to practice on and to realize that you can do that and then move on to the bigger things. So if you're just learning it, start there, start with that kind of stuff, the littler things, and you can really practice a lot. And it's so fun to do. I
Yeah.
always hit the green lights. I always find the perfect parking spot. It's just fun to do that.
Right. I've been segment intending in traffic a lot lately because I don't like the morning commute very much usually.
Mhm.
And so I've been doing segment intending as I make my way onto the highway.
Yeah,
And so that's when I usually remember to do it. So then I segment intend of what my drive is going to be like. And then as I get towards town, then I segment intend about the lights. And I just, I like to kind of do it in sections like that because I could do it all at once. But I like to do it kind of in sections. That way it feels like, okay, so I've achieved that and then on to the next.
that's awesome. Yep.
Is that I know that's not my favorite part of the day. And so I'm like, I want to make that better.
Yeah,
So
for
that's
sure.
what I've been doing. That's why I was like, let's do segment intending this week because that's what I've been working on
Awesome.
for myself, especially in the mornings.
Yeah, that's good. Tames your tames your road rage a little bit.
Yes, because mine's probably pretty legendary. But I just keep it inside the car to myself. You
Right.
know,
Yeah.
I get the anger out so then I don't keep it in,
Yeah.
but I prefer not to be angry.
Yeah.
I don't like to be angry. That's not my favorite emotion. So
Yeah, that's good.
I've been segment intending. It's working out pretty good.
That's awesome.
All right. Well, I can continue a little bit for this. I like it because it gives examples here.
Yeah. Yeah.
For example, you're cooking dinner and are enjoying the rhythm and flow you have established. Everything is on schedule, and you expect everything to turn out just right. Telephone rings. You enter into a new segment. You set forth the intention not to answer the telephone. You set forth the intention that your answering device can take the call. And you set forth the intention that you will return the call later when you have time. So the rhythm and flow of your meal preparation is not disrupted. Your segment changed slightly, but you maintained your balance and all is well. Or the telephone rings. You enter in a new segment. You remember that you have been expecting an important call and you do not want to miss it. You set your intentions for the segment to be efficient and brief, and to gather the information quickly and politely. And because of the positive flow you already have going, your positive expectation dovetails into that perfectly. So you have prepared the conversation even before you pick up the telephone to comply with your good feeling intentions. You are actually pre paving your future experiences constantly without even knowing you are doing so. You are continually projecting your expectations into your future experiences, and this segment intending process helps you to consciously consider what you are projecting, and it gives you control over your future segments. You can prepave future experiences that are immediate or experiences that are in your more distant future. And once you have an opportunity to see how your deliberate thought positively impacts your experiences, you will want to do it even more. And like all processes, the more you apply it, the more skilled you become and the more fun it is, and the more effective your results will be. If the new segment includes something that you have never enjoyed doing, segment intending is not the best process to apply. Of course, it is better than no deliberate intention at all. But when you have the opportunity, it would be of value to apply one of the more heavy duty processes, such as number 13 or 22, to the subject. For example, if you're going to visit your mother in law, who you believe has never liked you, or you are on your way to work in a two-person office with someone who annoys you in many ways, Whenever you are setting forth your intentions about how you want to feel and how you would like the segment to unfold, it is always beneficial if, when you find yourself struggling for a positive scenario, you do not continue the process. Change the subject in your own mind, think about something pleasant, and apply another process later. So, the thing that's wonderful about segment intending, really, is that, of course, the more you use it, the better you get at it. But the best thing about it is it's another way to consciously create your experience. And we talk about that a lot about being a conscious creator and not letting life just happen to you, but
Yeah.
creating the life that you want. And that's really one of the things that we're about is helping you to have skills and tools and the ability to do that for yourself more and more and more and to become better and better at it. And so this is why we're bringing this process forward again because it's so important. It's a really wonderful tool to use as you learn to consciously create your life.
Yeah, it really is. And once you get in the habit of doing it, it just becomes automatic. It's so good to do, and it'll help you feel so much better and give you the confidence that you know you're creating what you want to, to do or what you're intending to do. So it just helps boost that confidence so much, I think. And an example of that would be like, say you're going on a job interview and you can segment intend that before you go, that you're going to speak freely, you're going to have, find the right words to say, you're going to be confident there, you're going to answer the questions correctly and just segment intend how that's going to go in your mind and you'll see that happening because you created it already in your mind. Right.
Right. And I always find that I always feel better when I segment intend because I know that the outcome is going to be even better than it was before I segment intended. And that's what's really fun about it is you're like, I know it's going to be a great outcome, whether it's exactly what I thought it was going to be or not, it's going to be on that vibrational level of
Yeah.
what I want. And that's what's cool about it is like, I know it's going to be great. I know
Yeah.
it's going to be better. I know it's going to be even better than I probably thought it was going to be because of this process. So,
Yeah, and we always say this or something better, It's
yep.
how does it get better than that? Whatever.
Right.
Get you there. It'll work. Yeah.
What's wonderful about segment intending, it goes along with this, like you said, how could it get better than that? And also something that I like to say, which is, oh, I just had it in my mind and it left me automatically. I was like, I literally just had it. Where did it go? Um,
Come back.
oh, what could go right?
Right. Yeah, that's a
So a
good.
lot of people focus on what could go wrong and their mind spins that way. Well, segment intending is that process of what could go right.
Yeah, I like
And
that.
that's why I love it.
Yeah, that's another good habit to get into. What could go right about this,
Go right.
Always starting down the other side of the slope, going down instead. Always, what could go right about this that I didn't realize or that I never knew. Yeah,
And that way of thinking takes practice.
it
And it
does.
does. And so that's why we suggest practicing this every time you think about it,
Yeah.
because what could go right is not what you've been taught to practice. You've been taught what could go wrong. And you think about all of the scenarios of things that could happen to you and catastrophizing instead of, well, what could go right? And every time, every time I ask somebody that question, they have to pause, think
Yeah.
about it because it's not what they were thinking about.
Right.
They were thinking about all the bad scenarios, all the things that could go wrong. And so when they start thinking about that, then they start coming up with more and then they start building momentum in that direction. Well, segment intending helps you begin that momentum process, and then you can start even thinking about more of the things that could go right and what else could go right and what else could I have that would be fun today or what else could I enjoy.
Mhm.
And so it's kind of a fun process to begin because it really does begin that momentum uphill, downhill, whatever way that is easiest for you,
With the flow.
flowing up vibrationally, I guess that would be the uphill, not uphill struggle, but uphill vibration.
Right. Yeah, that's a good way to put
Put
it.
that.
Not the struggle bus. We don't want to go on that.
No, I don't like the struggle bus. I prefer to not be on that.
Yeah, me too.
I like the vibrational bullet train better.
Yeah, that sounds better. Okay, I'll read this little section. Um, you are living in a wonderful physical time. You are living in a highly technological society where you have access to stimulation of thought from all around your world. You benefit from all of this, for it provides you an opportunity for much growth. But you also experience some disadvantages from the stimulation of thought, and the disadvantage comes forth in the form of confusion. For while your ability to focus upon a more narrow subject brings forth clarity, your ability to focus upon many things at once brings confusion. You are receptive beings. Your thought processes are very fast. And as you are considering any one subject, you have the ability by the power of the law of attraction to bring forth more and more clarity upon that subject until you can accomplish anything regarding it. But because of the availability of so much stimulation of thought, very few of you remain focused upon anything long enough to take it forward very far. Most of you are so distracted by so much thought that you do not have an opportunity to develop any one thought to any great degree. Um, I like the way they put that, and that is it goes along with how a lot of coaches will tell you just focus on one thing at a time, even if it's just for a day or just for a couple hours. Only focus on one thing at a time. Don't be doing your laundry in your head while you're working on a paper or working on an article or whatever. Try to stay focused and be in the moment, which is one of the things that most people these days are not in the moment at all. And when you're not in the moment, that's when anxiety sets in. That's when, fears set in because you're not being right here, right now. And there are so many things that you can do to keep your mind more present. And we'll talk about some of those in the future, but really trying to stay in the moment is a huge, huge thing for your mental wellness, for one thing, and being being more centered, and you'll get a lot more done if you can try and be present with what you're doing at the time. And
Right.
yeah.
Absolutely. And most negative emotion comes from thinking about the past or the future.
Yep.
Whether it's depression or anxiety or overwhelmment or anything like that, it's you're thinking about the past, you're thinking about the future, you're thinking about all the things that you need to do or have done or whatever. And
Yeah.
that's where all the negative emotion comes in. It also steals away your focus, like you said. And focus is one of the most important things for deliberate creation.
Yeah.
And that's why, for me, the practice of meditation is so important for people because it teaches you to focus and to let go of everything but that present moment. And by practicing that deliberate focus, it helps you to do that in your day-to-day life beyond just during your meditation time. It
Yeah.
allows that very just in the moment focus. And that's one of the things, if you practice that, you'll get better and better at this
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah. You will for sure. It all sinks everything together when you just start somewhere. Start
Yeah.
start doing the little things, and pretty soon you're in the flow, on the
Right.
right.
And this doesn't take very much focus. It just only takes, 30 seconds to a minute to segment intend, really, if that, depending on how much you're wanting to segment intend at the moment. And that's what's nice about it is it's like a short practice that you can do at any time, just
Like,
in your head.
yeah, like you do when you're driving to work in the morning. You can segment in 10 to 5 miles at a time, or whatever that is. Just see yourself driving ahead, and, there's no traffic there. When you get to town, you're hitting the green lights. Nobody's pulling out in front of you. You're just smoothly going ahead.
Just smoothly going in my little bubble.
Yeah.
My little bubble. Everybody's just going about their business around me, and I'm just do 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 in my little bubble. That's how I
Yeah,
see it.
that's awesome.
Okay, I can read this next section because this is,
Okay.
I love this one. It's beautiful. Here is the key to your deliberate creation, is the name of it. The point of the segment intending process is to clearly identify what you want so that you can deliberately begin to set forth the attraction of that which you want. Here is the key to your deliberate creation. See yourself as a magnet, attracting unto you the way you feel at any point in time. When you feel clear and in control, you will attract circumstances of clarity. When you feel happy, you will attract circumstances of happiness. When you feel healthy, you will attract circumstances of health. When you feel prosperous, you will attract circumstances of prosperity. When you feel loved, you will attract circumstances of love. The way you feel is actually your point of attraction. And so, the value of the segment intending process is to encourage you to pause many times during the day to say, this is what I want from this period of my life experience. I want it and I expect it. And as you set forth those powerful words, you become what we call a selective sifter. You attract into your experience what you want. However, the reason why segments are so effective is because although there are many things you want to consider, when you try to consider them all at the same time, you become overwhelmed and confused. The value of your intending segment by segment is that you do not try to chew on so much at any one time. You say, what is it that I want now? If you want many things all at the same time, it adds confusion. But when you only focus upon the specifics of what you want in any particular moment, you bring clarity and power to your creation, and therefore speed. And that is the point of segment intending, to stop as you are entering a new segment and to identify what it is you want most so that you can give your attention to and therefore draw power unto that. Some of you are focused during some segments of your day's experience. There are very few of you who are focused much of your day. And so, an identification of segments and an intent to identify what is most important within those segments will put you in the position of being a deliberate magnetic attractor or creator in each of your segments throughout your day. Not only will you find that you are more productive, but you will find that you are happier. For as you are deliberately intending and then allowing and receiving, you will find great contentment. You are growth seeking beings, and as you are moving forward, you are at your happiest. When you are having a feeling of stagnation, you are not at your happiest.
So, so true. Um, and it can be so easy when you look at it that way. It's
Mhm.
just, just do it as you go. You don't have to look too far ahead. Um, just go with the flow and segment in 10 little bits and little bits. And it just becomes easier and easier as you go. Yeah.
Right. It's like they're just saying, what do I want now? And what do I want now? And what do I not want now? Because when you think too far ahead, that's when people get overwhelmed.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just is. And so by chopping it up into little bits, it helps you. And they suggest even chopping up your day and thinking about what are the most important things for each section of that day. So then I can segment and tag. You can even set an alarm to segment and intend for each section of your day, knowing, if you have a day that's very like on a schedule, that can be really helpful to you. So then when you start, you start doing it deliberately and that'll become habit.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you have a to-do list in the day, segment intend your first thing. See yourself accomplishing that, checking it off your list, and then don't think about the rest until you get that one done. And then segment intend the next one and the next one. Before you know it, your list is complete and it's probably faster than you thought it would be.
Yeah, definitely helps with production.
Yeah.
If you want a productive day and you're like, well, I just finished all my things for the day. Now
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Break time?
Yeah. Now I can really segment intend my free time.
Absolutely. What do
Yeah.
I want for my free time? Well,
Yeah. How about that? How does it get better than that?
exactly.
Okay. So, an example of segment intending of a segment intending day. We would like to guide you through an example of a day where you may be deliberately intending as you are recognizing that you are moving into new segments. Let us say that you have decided to apply this process before going to bed at the end of the day, and you recognize that entering into the state will be a new segment of life experience. And so, as you are laying there on your pillow, getting ready to sleep, set forth the intent of a restful slumber. Set forth the intention of refreshing your physical apparatus and imagine yourself awakening the next day feeling refreshed. As you open your eyes in the morning, recognize that you have now entered into a new segment of life experience, and that from the time you remain in bed until the time you remove yourself from it is a segment. Set forth your intention at that time. While I'm lying here, I'm intending to have a clear picture of this day. I'm intending to become exhilarated and excited about this day. And then, as you are lying there, you will begin to feel that refreshment and exuberance about the upcoming day. As you get out of bed, you have now entered into a new segment of life experience. This may be the segment that you are preparing yourself for that day. And so, as you are brushing your teeth or taking your bath or doing whatever it is that you do in this segment, let your intent be to do it efficiently, to enjoy yourself, and to have it be an uplifting time that prepares you for the day. As you are preparing breakfast, let your intent be to do it effectively and to select that which is most nutritiously balanced for your physical apparatus at this point in time. Let your intent be that you will be replenished and refreshed by it, that you will enjoy it. And as you set forth this intention, you will notice that you are eating, that as you are eating, you are feeling more rejuvenated, more replenished, and more refreshed. And you will enjoy the food more than if you had not set forth that intent to do so. As the telephone rings, recognize that you are now about to enter a new segment. And as you pick up the phone, identify who it is, and then clearly set forth your intent before you begin speaking. As you get into your vehicle, or as you are traveling to your place of work, or whatever it is you are doing, wherever you are going, let your intent be to travel from one place to another in safety, to feel invigorated and happy as you are moving forth, to be aware of what the other drivers are intending or not intending, so that you may move through traffic as a sort of flow safely and efficiently. I kind of did this the other day. I was spending some time with my sick grandkids this week, and the roads were bad. It was kind of icy and stormy all week. So when I came home on Thursday, I intended that the roads were going to be perfect, and I was in a window where there were no storms and it was good to travel, and it worked out perfectly. The roads were completely dry, and it was just awesome. And, I did that by segment intending it. And even the night before, the roads were terrible in the spot where I was at. So
Yes.
it's just it's amazing what you can do when you start to work with the energy like this. It's really,
Right.
really cool.
Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Do you want me to do the next part of this?
You want to?
Sure. Um,
When you get,
okay. And we're to the point where you get out of your vehicle, right?
yep.
When you get out of your vehicle, you have now entered into another new segment. And so pause for a moment and imagine yourself walking from where you are to where you are intending to go, seeing yourself feeling good as you walk, intending that you will move efficiently and safely from point to point. intending to feel the vitality of your apparatus, intending to feel the clarity of your thinking mechanism, and setting forth your vision or your intention for the next segment in which you are about to enter. Imagine greeting the secretary, the employees, or the employer. Imagine seeing yourself as one who uplifts others, having a smile ready, recognizing that everyone you meet is not deliberate in their intending, but knowing that by your deliberate intending, you will be in control of your life experience, and you will not be swept up by their confusion, their intent, or their influence. Of course, your segments will not be just as we have offered, and they will not be the same from day to day. In the beginning, you will find that you are not so quick to identify your segments as you will be after you have done it for a while. For some, you may find it more efficient and effective to carry a small notebook and physically stop and identify the segment while you write a list of your intentions in your notebook. For as you are writing, you will find yourself at your strongest point of clarity and at your strongest point of focus. And so, in the beginning of this deliberate segment intending, you may find the notebook a very great and valuable asset. As you are moving through such a day, you will feel the power and the momentum of your intentions building. You will find yourself feeling gloriously invincible. You will feel as if there is nothing that you cannot be, do, or have as you are seeing yourself again and again in creative control of your own life experience.
I love that. Yeah, and that's something you can do with a notebook is a really good idea. We've talked about doing a gratitude journal and writing up things you're grateful for in the morning or in the evening. But with segment intending, you could just keep a notebook and write how you want your day to go in the morning before you leave the house or before
Right.
you start your day. Just when you're having your cup of coffee, make it a routine and just write out a few things and it'll really make a difference in your day.
Right. And even if you're not a morning person, if you're more of a night owl like I am, or like both of us kind of are, you could segment intend your day at night for the
Yeah,
next day. Like if
absolutely.
you know what your day is going to kind of be the next day, have an idea of it, you could segment intend your night of restful sleep.
Yeah,
Segment intend that you're going to wake up and feel refreshed and you're going to be excited for your day, and then segment intend each section of your day from
yeah,
there.
yeah,
It doesn't have to be like every single segment because there's thousands of segments in a day, but like pick like the big chunks of time like they talked about where the night of rest, and then right as you're waking up, and then as you're getting ready for your day, and then as you're driving to wherever you're going, if you're going somewhere.
yeah,
Like a lot of us go to work, or go to meet clients or whatnot. And
yeah,
so your drive to work and then your day at work, like the first segment of your day and the second segment of your day. And let's say break it down into four segments of your work day. And then your drive home and then your time home when you're going to create dinner or whatever like that.
yeah,
So you could just do, probably, I don't know, 10 segments in a day for yourself and just intend those. If you just write those quick, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, just number them off and go, I intend this and this and this. This is what I intend for that day. You don't even have to write full sentences. Just make a list
yeah,
of maybe how you want to feel or what you want it to look like or how productive you want to be or the things you want to get done in that segment and how it's going to feel so good to have it done. How you want to feel is probably the most important part of segment intending, just like any other deliberate creation that we talk about.
yeah. That's what I was gonna say. The feeling, pay attention to the feelings you want to have, and that really is the most important thing. And that is how you manifest the things. You're manifesting the feeling of having it. And because it might be better than what you can imagine. So paying attention to those feelings is the special sauce to creating, right? Mm,
Yep. Because you want to be at the vibrational space where the good things that you've asked for can meet you.
yeah,
Because if you're not in that vibrational space, then you're not a vibrational match. And so you're holding those things away from yourself.
yeah.
That's what the law of attraction is like attracts like.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're doing it when you're not feeling good, it's not the time to do it. To segment intent or to try to manifest anything or to try and have a good day. You got to get yourself up that scale first and then go and you'll have much better results than trying to do it against the grain or
Right.
against. Well,
Right.
yeah.
And that's kind of why I like to do things at night because you're not in a rush,
Yeah, that is
and that's what I like about it is, my mornings usually I'm kind of go, go, go
right.
versus at night, that's usually when I've wound down, I've done my meditation, I'm feeling pretty good. I've ate something, and so I could take the eaten. Oh Lord. English.
Whatever.
I'm a perfectionist. I can't help myself. Anyway, so at night that's when I'm the calmest, and so I feel like I have the time to do it, and it feels really good to do it at that time. So if I were going to write everything down, that's when I would.
Yeah.
That's what I would envision my day.
Mhm.
But like if you're a morning person, you get up early, and that's the time that you feel the most relaxed, and you have time to have coffee and make breakfast, then you're like, I have all this time in the morning, then do it then. All of us are different. So do what works best for you. There's no one way to do
No,
this.
no, absolutely not. Just do whatever works in your schedule, and that then you're going to do it more often when you feel good doing it and you have time to do it and let it flow into your schedule when it's a good time for you. You're gonna use the tools more often if you do it that way.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, any last words? I'm excited for people to try it. And
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah,
I'd say try it. Try it. Even if you do it just in your mind, you don't write anything,
yeah,
just try it in your mind. Just try it the next time you're in your car, you're starting to go somewhere. Just intend that next segment
yeah,
and try it. Do this a few times. If you're like, wow, doing all of that segment intending seems like a lot, well, then
yeah,
just pick one section of your day that you want to go better and do that one every single day for a week.
yeah,
And then see how it's going at the end of that week,
yeah.
like your little life experiment.
And really, life is an experiment the whole way, isn't it?
It is, it's a journey and we're learning constantly. And so, if things aren't going the way that you want them to, try something new.
Yeah. Yeah, you're the one in charge. It's 100% your responsibility the way your life goes. So, um, you might as well segment and tend along the way and get it going the way you want it.
Right. So it can always be better, and it can always be better, and then it can always be better than that. So let's start going that direction. Let's do that together.
Yeah. Awesome. So, Carissa, where can we find you in this wonderful world of interwebs?
You can find me on Facebook at Light of Hope Healing. And you can find us collectively on Facebook at Our Soul Space. And then we're on YouTube here at Soul Space Podcast. Um, and I'm still working on my website, so don't go there. I won't tell you what it is again, because in case you guys already did go there, and you're like, there's nothing here yet. Well, yeah, there's really nothing there yet. So, well, I mean, there's pieces, little pieces. So anyway, that's where I am. Find me on my Facebook page. Um, Tracy, where can people find you if they want to connect more?
I do have my website done, but I'm feeling some changes coming. So, but anyway, it's inspiredsignals.com. You can find all my links there to all my favorite things and favorite places to be. So, my Facebook, Instagram, wherever I might be. I have a YouTube channel too, another one that I have some videos up there with some coaching things, freedom release method on there. I'll be adding more things on there too. So yeah, find me anywhere. Inspiredsignals.com is the easiest place to go.
Right.
Yeah,
Go from there. Got it.
yeah, yeah. So we hope you enjoyed your week. We're a little late this week, but we've been under the weather a little bit, but um we still got
That's
it.
okay.
We still got it together. And we'll see you
Yes.
next week too. So have an awesome weekend for us right now, but whenever you're watching this, have an awesome day.
Yes. Absolutely. We'll see you guys next week.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.